Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome to the course of Transferable Skills Development MGT 495 and today's lecture number 6 and I am your facilitator Professor Dr. Muhammad Majid Mahmood Pagram. Okay, let us talk about myths and realities about the nature of communication. Okay, the first myth is we communicate only when we intend to. Okay, what do you think? You agree or disagree? Okay, let me explain this. We communicate only when we want to, when we intend to. Okay, mostly people think that whenever they intend or whenever they want, they only communicate. If they do not want, if they do not intend to communicate, if they do not want to communicate, so the correct answer is we frequently send messages we are not aware of. Now what does it mean? Like for example, you are sitting silent, you're not speaking, even if you are not looking at the other person. Are you communicating or not? Mostly people say that yes, we are not communicating because we are silent, we are not looking at the other person, so we are not communicating. But this is not true. The reality is we frequently send messages we are not aware of. Like for example, the dress you are wearing, whether formal dress or informal dress, color of your dress, designing of your dress, style of your dress, your shoes, your facial expressions, even your hairstyle, your gestures, postures, the way you sit or stand, the way you move, all of these things communicate a lot. Even like for example, आपने एक सूट पहना हुआ है, like for example आपने कोट पहना है, टाई पहनी है और एक फॉर्मल ड्रेसिंग में आप हैं, so you are communicating a different message. Like people, when they look at you, even you are silent, आप बात नहीं कर रहे, but when they look at you, you know, they feel that you're like a professional person. You have, you know, you have some like maturity. On the other side, if you wear joggers and if you like have some t-shirt without collars and then you're wearing a red t-shirt without collars and faded jeans and then joggers, if you are wearing that dress in your office, what does it communicate? Of course it communicates that you are a non-serious person. You're not like committed with your job. You do not follow the rules and regulations. Now you see that even the change of dress can change the perception of people about you. So it is highly recommended that you need to wear dress according to the situation. If you go and like in a playground, in a stadium, to watch any, for example, cricket match or hockey match or some other sports event, it is highly recommended that you wear some informal dress. So your dress, even the color of your dress, communicates a lot. Now talking about your eye contact, talking about your facial expressions, gestures, postures, the way you sit or stand also communicates a lot. So we are frequently sending messages we are not aware of. लाइक एक पर्सन जो है वो अगर टेंशन में बैठे हुए हैं तो उनके बैठने का तरीका, उनके फेशियल एक्सप्रेशंस डिफरेंट होंगे, उनके बैठने का तरीका डिफरेंट होगा। और एक पर्सन जो बहुत रिलैक्स हैं, उनके बैठने का तरीका, उनके फेशियल एक्सप्रेशंस, उनके आई कांटेक्ट डिफरेंट होगा। सो ये कहना कि मैं कम्युनिकेट नहीं करना चाहता, दिस इज नॉट पॉसिबल। योर बॉडी लैंग्वेज इज कम्युनिकेटिंग अ लॉट। बल्कि बाज़ औक़ात लोग आपकी बॉडी लैंग्वेज से आपकी पूरी पर्सनालिटी के बारे में एक जजमेंट कायम कर लेते हैं। सेकेंड myth is we communicate as if words themselves had specific meanings. Now, the question is, where are the meanings of words? Okay, what comes in your mind? Where are the real meanings of words? Some people, they say that real meanings of words are in the dictionary. Some people say that real meanings of words are in the mind of the sender of message. Some people say that the real meanings of words are in the receiver's mind, how he or she interprets. So, the correct answer is words do not have specific meaning. Meanings are in people. Meanings are in the relationships. Okay, let me give you one or two examples. Like for example, you have, like I'm your teacher and you are my student. Okay, if I ask you to please stand up, what you will do? Of course, you respect me, and then of course you will respond positively and you will stand up, and if I say please sit down, you'll sit down. But if you don't know me, and if I use the same word and same body language, and if I say to you please stand up, what you will do? आप हैरान होंगे, बल्कि हो सकता है कि आप उससे में आएं कि जी मुझे क्यों कह रहे हैं आप खड़े हो। So words are same. Your response changes. And your response changes because in one situation I'm your teacher, in another situation you don't know me. So when you don't know me, your response is totally different, and when you know me as a teacher, your response is different. So by changing the relationship, your response changes. So it means that response is not dependent on words, response is dependent on the relationship. Because I'm using the same words, my verbal and non-verbal communication is same, but your response is dependent on the relationship between you and me. So stronger the relations, stronger the meanings of words. Weaker the relations, weaker the meanings of words. No relationship, meaningless words. So what do we learn from this myth? What do we learn from this reality? The reality is we need to develop and strengthen relationship with each other. When we talk about organizations, we need to have unity. We need to have strong relationships. Somebody asked me a question, who is the best boss? So he was expecting that I would say that transformational leader is the best boss. Now, transformational leader is a person who can do something beyond your imagination. This is what a transformational leader is. So he was expecting this answer. But I said that for me the best boss is a person. For me the best leader is a person who is caring. That's it. If you are caring, I can do my best for you. But if you are not caring, then of course my response changes. So we need to improve our relationships. We need to strengthen our relationships. Now, how we can strengthen our relationships? We can start caring for each other. प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर इशफाक अहमद ने बहुत खूबसूरत बात की अपनी जाविया बुक में. वो कहते हैं कि अक्सर लोग ये कहते हैं कि हमें किसी सच्चे पर्सन की तलाश है, किसी मुखलिस पर्सन की तलाश है, और हम अपने इर्द गिर्द देखते हैं तो हमें कोई मुखलिस और कोई सच्चा पर्सन नहीं मिलता. तो प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर इशफाक अहमद ने एक बड़ी खूबसूरत बात की. उन्होंने कहा कि बजाय एक मुखलिस और अच्छा पर्सन तलाश करने के, आप किसी की तलाश क्यों नहीं खत्म कर देते? आप क्यों नहीं अच्छे और मुखलिस बन जाते? तो बजाय दूसरों के अंदर ढूंढने के कि कौन कितना मुखलिस है और कौन कितना सच्चा है, आप किसी की तलाश खत्म करें. सो व्हेन यू बिकम केयरिंग, relationships start developing and you strengthen your relationships. So same is true at home, same is true at office, same is true at like within your social circle. जो लोग पाकिस्तान के लिए जान देते हैं, so because they have the strongest relationship with Pakistan. जो लोग अपनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए बेस्ट परफॉर्म करते हैं, they have the strongest relationship with their organization. जो लोग अपनी फैमिली के लिए दिन रात एक कर देते हैं, they have the strongest relationship with their family. So what we need to do is, we need to focus more on strengthening relationship with each other. And once you develop and strengthen relationship, even the simple short words have wonderful meanings. Otherwise, आप घंटों बोलते रहें, there is no impact. But if you are caring, you have good relations with others, people start giving you importance. So आज से हम तय करें कि we all become more caring with each other. अक्सर लोग ये कहते हैं कि जी आई एम वेरी सेंसिटिव, और सेंसिटिविटी को इस तरह डिफाइन करते हैं कि लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल छोटी छोटी बातों को मैं बहुत महसूस करता हूँ. कोई हल्की सी बात हो जाए तो मेरा मूड ऑन ऑफ हो जाता है. बट द रियल मीनिंग ऑफ बीइंग सेंसिटिव इज, द रियल मीनिंग ऑफ बीइंग सेंसिटिव इज व्हेन यू स्टार्ट केयरिंग फॉर अदर्स. So when you start caring for the others, this is what a real sensitive person is. Myth number 3 is, communication is a one-way activity of telling people something. Okay, do you agree or disagree? Communication is one way, or communicating is a two-way activity in which feedback is vital. Now the reality is, communication should be two-way. You should get the feedback from the receiver. So if you are not getting the feedback, how you are going to improve your communication? Like for example, जब टीचिंग की बात होती है, तो सम टीचर्स दे से दैट कि मैंने तो पढ़ा दिया था, मैंने तो अपना काम कर दिया था, अब अगर स्टूडेंट्स फेल हो गए हैं तो मैं क्या करूं? ऑन द अदर साइड देयर आर टीचर्स, देयर आर वंडरफुल टीचर्स हु से दैट कि पढ़ाने के साथ साथ समझाना इज मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट. तो यू शुड टेक द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. और आपको कैसे पता चलेगा कि स्टूडेंट्स को समझ आ रहा है नहीं समझ आ रहा, उसके लिए फीडबैक इज रियली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। तो आपने जो भी काम करना है इन योर ऑफिस, इन योर क्लासरूम, इन योर बिजनेस, वट एवर यू आर डूइंग, ट्राई टू गेट द फीडबैक। और जितना आप करेक्ट और रियल फीडबैक लेंगे, जितना आप ग्राउंड रियलिटी के मुताबिक फीडबैक लेंगे, जितना आप एक ऑनगोइंग फीडबैक लेंगे, उतना ही आप अपनी कम्युनिकेशन को इंप्रूव कर सकते हैं। सो पीपल who communicate but they do not give importance to feedback, they move towards failures. So feedback is mandatory. So that is why we say that effective communication is always two-way. It is not one-way. Myth number 4 is you can give others too much information. Now, some people they believe that you can give others as much information as you want. So what is the reality? Reality is information overload can be just as much of a problem as not having enough information. Now like for example, ये जो हमारा lecture है, this is of about an hour. Now इसी लेक्चर को लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल अगर कॉन्टिन्यूसली इसको कर दिया जाए 3 आवर्स का, 4 आवर्स का, और आपको कहा जाए कि आप 4 घंटे का एक लेक्चर है, आप इसको एक ही सेटिंग में देख लें, तो आपकी लर्निंग ज़्यादा होगी कम होगी? तो एक कैपेसिटी होती है आपकी, एक लाइक जैसे आप खाना खाते हैं तो एक ख़ास हद तक आप खाना खा सकते हैं, उससे ज़्यादा अगर आप खाना खाएंगे तो यू नो वेरी वेल कि क्या हो सकता है। इसी तरह से इंफॉर्मेशन ओवरलोड जो है दैट इज नॉट गुड। तो यू ट्रांसफर इंफॉर्मेशन अकॉर्डिंग टू द capacity of the receiver. Now of course people have different capacities. तो अगर किसी जगह पे एक बड़ा ग्रुप है तो यू नीड टू टेक द एवरेज कैपेसिटी और उसके मुताबिक आप उसको इंफॉर्मेशन को ट्रांसफ़र करते हैं। तो एज ए प्रिंसिपल मैटर आप अगर इंफॉर्मेशन को ब्रीफ करके देंगे, अकॉर्डिंग टू द एवरेज कैपेसिटी ऑफ द रिसीवर्स आप देंगे, तो वो ज़्यादा बेहतर तरह से उसको अंडरस्टैंड कर पाएंगे एज कम्पेयर टू के आप उनकी कैपेसिटी को देखे बगैर आप इंफॉर्मेशन उनको देते जा रहे हैं, लेकिन आप ये नहीं देख रहे कि क्या उसको वो अंडरस्टैंड भी कर रहे हैं कि नहीं। तो ये ना हो कि आप 6 घंटे का आप उनको एक 4 घंटे का 6 घंटे का सेशन करें लगातार और उनकी जो लर्निंग होनी है वो भी ना हो। सो वी नीड टू बी हाईली केयरफुल कि जो रिसीवर्स का जो एक उनका लर्निंग की जो उनकी कैपेसिटी है उसको ज़रूर सामने रखा जाए और जो इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं उसको हम फॉलो करें। Now we'll talk about different forms of communication, and the first one is called verbal communication. The sharing of information by means of words, either spoken or written. Now, when we talk about verbal communication, we are talking about the spoken words or written words. जो like for example इस वक्त मैं आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ, तो this is a spoken communication, this is verbal communication. और ये जो आपके सामने स्लाइड पे पावर पॉइंट के ऊपर जो कंटेंट लिखा हुआ है, that is written communication. The other form of communication is called non-verbal communication. The sharing of information by means of facial expressions, body language, and mode of dress. According to research, 65 to 70% of communication comprises of non-verbal communication. But unfortunately, in most cases, what we observe that people give less importance to non-verbal communication. So there is a need to understand the impact of non-verbal communication. So here I strongly recommend that when you are communicating with others, you need to take care of both forms of communication, verbal and non-verbal communication. Like for example, you have developed wonderful presentation. Your spoken presentation is really wonderful. But if your body language is inappropriate, or if your mode of dress is inappropriate, that can become a communication barrier. So people perception about you changes if you have inappropriate body language. So the way you develop eye contact with others, the way you sit or stand, the way you dress, so all of these are really very important for effective presentations. Now another very important question is, why communicate? The first thing is to convey information. You want to convey information, you want to transfer information. So in order to do that, you need to communicate. Otherwise, how you convey information? So communication is vital, is mandatory in order to convey or transfer any information from one person to the other person, from one group to the other group, from one organization to the other organization, from one country to another country. To receive information. Of course, when you convey, the other person is receiving. So it is conveying and receiving information. To gain acceptance for you or your ideas. Now, you have wonderful ideas. You have great potential. But how to get acceptance of your ideas? How to get acceptance of your skills? How you convince others that you are a competent person? You have wonderful skills. You have wonderful ideas. So how one can do that? One can do it with the help of communication. To motivate other people. In order to motivate people, in order to motivate employees, you need to communicate. Your body language, your verbal communication, your non-verbal communication is really very important when you are trying to motivate other people. To maintain relationships with co-workers, clients, etc. Now this is again very important, that you need to have the strongest relationship with your colleagues, with your subordinates, with your team members, with your seniors. जैसे हमने पहले बात की, the real meanings of words are in the people. The real meanings of words are in the relationships. So in order to maintain and in order to strengthen relationships with others, you have to communicate effectively. To establish trust. Now, how to establish trust? if you're not speaking, if you're not communicating, if you're not telling others what is in your mind and heart? So in order to develop and strengthen trust, you need to communicate. और ट्रस्ट के बारे में मैंने पूछा कि हाउ डू यू डिफाइन ट्रस्ट. There is a simple definition of trust is, I know in advance what you will do. So if you are a strong communicator, if you have a positive attitude and behavior, people trust you more. To produce action or change, the purpose of communication is action, or the purpose of communication is to have change. So when we talk about change, three areas are really very important: people, technology, and structure. So in order to have changes in these three areas, one has to communicate. Like for example, when we talk about people, we are talking about the employees, we are talking about the persons who are working in the organization at any level. We want to have positive changes in their attitude and behavior. We talk about their leadership skills. And that is only possible when we communicate. Technology. We need to adopt and create new technology. And talking about structure, here we talk about rules and regulations and policies, an organizational structure of an organization. So we need to improve the organizational structure. We need to improve the rules and regulations of our organization, keeping in mind the internal and external signals. जो हमने learning organizations में बात की थी कि learning organizations are those who are adaptive organizations, who realizes, who give importance to internal and external signals, and then they change their rules and regulations and policies accordingly. Then to understand the wants and needs of your stakeholders. Now stakeholders are those who have any concern with your organization, whether they are your customers or even non-customers. Like for example, you have your office or factory. For example, you have your factory in any area. Now if there is pollution because of your factory, so there is a damaging impact on the health of people who are residing in that area where your factory is functioning. So those people who live near your factory, they become the stakeholders, whether they are your customers or if they are not your customers. And then your customers and your employees and your shareholders, they are all called your stakeholders. So you should understand the wants and needs of your stakeholders. So how you know that? Without feedback. You need to improve the feedback mechanism, and it should be on an ongoing basis. And finally, to express your emotions or feelings. Very important. You must express your emotions or feelings. अगर आप emotions और feelings को express नहीं करते, तो of course, what is your input? So we should communicate our emotions and feelings, But how one can do that? It is only possible if you are a good communicator. Now let us talk about communication directions. Communication occurs in 4 directions in organizations: upward communications, downward communications, lateral communications, and diagonal communications. Like for example, from when we have the upward communication, like for example, from bottom to top, when the communication is going on, when the low management is communicating with the middle management or top management, that is called upward communication. When the top management is communicating with the middle management or low management, that is called downward communication. When there is a communication between colleagues, that is called lateral communication. And when there is a communication between different organizations, different departments, that is called diagonal communication. So in any organizations, the communication is going on in different directions simultaneously. So what do we learn from these directions of communications? Of course, when you know that, when you are communicating with your seniors, you have a different style of communication. When you are communicating with your subordinates, you have a different style of communication. When you are communicating with your colleagues, you have a different style of communication. And when you are communicating with different organizations, you have a different style of communication. You cannot have the same style of communication in these 4 directions of communication. So the strongest communicators, they know that whether it is upward or downward communication or lateral communication or diagonal communication. And if you ignore this, you create problems. So one should always know that कि वो किस डायरेक्शन में कम्युनिकेट कर रहा है और उसके अकॉर्डिंगली आपका कंटेंट, आपका स्टाइल ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन, आपकी वर्बल एंड नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन अकॉर्डिंगली होनी चाहिए. Now talking about effective communication, what you say is not nearly as important as how you say it. A dull message delivered by a good communicator will be accepted as brilliant. Now, an excellent message delivered by someone who is not interested in the topic will not take the attention of its audience. Now what do we learn from this? Okay, आपने मुख्तलिफ लोगों की presentations देखी होंगी in training workshops or in seminars, or you can watch it on internet as well. तो एक चीज़ पे आपने ज़रूर गौर किया होगा कि it mostly depends on the presenter कि वो मैसेज को किस तरह कन्वे करता है. For example, you have the excellent content. आपकी PowerPoint slides बहुत आपने मेहनत की हुई है और उसका कंटेंट जो है इट्स रियली वंडरफुल. आपने बहुत रिसर्च के बाद वो कंटेंट डेवलप किया, लेकिन जब आप उसको डिलीवर करते हैं कंटेंट को, तो उसको अगर आप फॉर एग्जांपल इस तरह शो करें कि आप उस टॉपिक में इंटरेस्टेड नहीं हैं, इफ योर बॉडी लैंग्वेज इज शोज दैट यू आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन द टॉपिक जिसके ऊपर आप बात कर रहे हैं, तो क्या होगा कि इट विल नॉट गेट द अटेंशन ऑफ इट्स ऑडियंस. ऑन द अदर साइड अगर एक नॉर्मल मैसेज है, एक एवरेज मैसेज है, लेकिन अगर उसको एक ब्रिलियंट कम्युनिकेटर कम्युनिकेट कर रहा है, दैट विल टेक द अटेंशन ऑफ द ऑडियंस. एंड हियर आई स्ट्रांगली रेकमेंड दैट कि आप अपने मैसेज कंटेंट को इंप्रूव करें, अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन स्किल्स को इंप्रूव करें, और जब आप किसी टॉपिक के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं तो यू गेट योरसेल्फ इन्वॉल्व्ड इन इट. आप उस टॉपिक के अंदर आप उसको अपने आप को अडॉप्ट कर लें उस टॉपिक के मुताबिक. उस सिचुएशन को अपने ऊपर तारी कर लें. जो बात कही जा रही है वो आपके चेहरे से भी नजर आनी चाहिए. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर आप एक गुड न्यूज कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हैं तो आपके चेहरे से, आपकी बॉडी लैंग्वेज से उस खुशी का इजहार भी होना चाहिए. आपकी आंखों की चमक, आपके चेहरे की जो एक हैप्पीनेस शो होनी चाहिए. ऑन द अदर साइड, अगर आप कोई सैड न्यूज कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हैं तो आपकी बॉडी लैंग्वेज भी सैड होनी चाहिए, आपकी टोन भी सैड होनी चाहिए. लेकिन अगर इसके आप रिवर्स करते हैं कि आप गुड न्यूज को भी, हैप्पी न्यूज को भी एक सैड टोन में, एक डल टोन में आप कम्युनिकेट करते हैं, तो आप मुझे बताएं कि उसका क्या इंपैक्ट होगा ऑडियंस के ऊपर. इट विल नॉट टेक द अटेंशन ऑफ इट्स ऑडियंस. वहां पे लर्निंग क्या होगी? दैट विल बी द टोटल वेस्टेज ऑफ टाइम. So it is strongly recommended that you need to work on your content to be delivered, and you need to improve your presentation skills, and you set the benchmarks. Now let us talk about written communication. These are the types of written communication. I would say that major types: letters, memorandums, minutes of the meeting. Now, what are minutes of the meeting? एक क्लास में मैंने पूछा कि what are the minutes of the meeting? तो कोई साहब थे, I think उनका जॉब एक्सपीरियंस नहीं था, तो he said कि जो मीटिंग की जो ड्यूरेशन थी कि वो मीटिंग जो है वो कितने मिनट जारी रही. करेक्ट आंसर इज कि मीटिंग में जो कुछ डिस्कस किया जाता है, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल, हर मीटिंग का एक एजेंडा होता है. उस एजेंडा के अंदर जो पॉइंट्स आपने डिस्कस करने होते हैं उसको आप कहते हैं एजेंडा आइटम्स. और जो डिस्कशंस होती हैं, तो मिनट्स ऑफ द मीटिंग मीन्स दैट कि उस मीटिंग का एजेंडा क्या था, उसके एजेंडा आइटम्स क्या थे, क्या डिस्कशंस हुई, क्या डिसीजंस हुए, उन तमाम चीज़ों को उसमें लिखा जाता है. दैट इज कॉल्ड मिनट्स ऑफ द मीटिंग. रिपोर्ट्स, फिजिबिलिटी स्टडीज. ना फिजिबिलिटी स्टडीज ये होती हैं कि लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल, किसी भी प्रोजेक्ट को, किसी भी काम को शुरू करने से पहले आप उसकी एक फिजिबिलिटी बनाते हैं कि वेदर दिस प्रोजेक्ट और इज फिजिबल और नॉट. उसका एक कॉस्ट बेनिफिट एनालिसिस आप करते हैं कि दिस विल बी द कॉस्ट. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर आपकी 1 मिलियन कॉस्ट है तो उसका जो प्रॉफिट है आप देखते हैं कि वो कैलकुलेट करते हैं, फिजिबिलिटी स्टडी में एस्टिमेटेड होता है कि वो कितना होगा. अगर 1 मिलियन कॉस्ट है और 1 मिलियन आपका प्रॉफिट आ रहा है तो इट इज अ ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट. एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू इकोनॉमिक्स, ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट इज आल्सो ए काइंड ऑफ प्रॉफिट. सो फिजिबिलिटी स्टडीज आप बनाते हैं, उसमें आप पूरा एक डॉक्यूमेंट क्रिएट करते हैं, उसमें आप चारों रिसोर्सेज की बात करते हैं. ओके, कौन कौन से रिसोर्सेज होते हैं? व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, every organization, they need 4 type of resources, and those resources are human resource, financial resource, physical resource, and information resource. Now, human resource means that all the persons, it includes employees and employer both. So all the persons who are working for the organization at any level is called human resource. तो उसकी human resource requirements क्या होंगी? Feasibility study में आप वो mention करते हैं. And then you talk about financial resource. कि कितना आपको पैसा चाहिए, कितना कैपिटल आपको चाहिए वो काम करने के लिए. And then you talk about physical resources. Physical resources means land, building, equipment, furnitures, computers. Now these are called the physical resources. आपको कितने physical resources चाहिए? And then finally information resources. It includes print and electronic media, like for example television, radio, newspaper, magazines. So जहाँ जहाँ से आपको information मिल सकती है, that is called information resource. So किसी भी organization को efficiently और effectively run करने के लिए you must have those 4 type of resources, and you need to provide these resources on need based. Like for example किसी भी organization के अंदर different departments हैं, so हर organization की जो needs हैं उसके मुताबिक ये resources उनको allocate किए जाएं. तो feasibility studies में आप इन तमाम resources को आप estimate निकाल के आप उसको mention करते हैं और तमाम चीज़ों को आप A to Z आपने देना होता है. And then we talk about emails, we talk about web-based documents, we have the websites, instructions, questionnaires, surveys. Like for example, we have, when we are doing any research or when we are doing any survey, we use the questionnaires. We have open-ended questions, we have close-ended questions. Now, open-ended questions means that when you try to get the opinion from the respondents, like for example, what do you think about the current situation? When we talk about inflation in Pakistan, what is your point of view about inflation? That is open-ended question. On the other side, if you write in your questionnaire, like what is the impact of inflation on the performance of employees? If you give MCQs, like for example, if you are giving 4 options, A, B, C, D. So if you are giving 4 options and the respondents, they are supposed to tick any one of those options, that is called close-ended questionnaire. Then we talk about promotional material, like for example advertisements, employment contracts. So when you join any organization, you have to sign an agreement, you have to sign a contract with that organization. That is a written document. In employment contracts, terms and conditions are given. Like for example, what are the major responsibilities of employee, and then what are the rights and what are the responsibilities? What are the benefits they are offering to the potential employees? So after signing those agreements, you are bound to follow the rules and regulations of the organization. And there are some other documents as well. So we have discussed major types of written communication. Now let us talk about listening skills. Okay, before moving on towards the next slide, let me ask you the difference between listening and hearing. Okay, what is the difference? Like for example, now you are watching this lecture and I hope that you are listening actively. So जिस चीज़ के ऊपर आप फोकस करते हैं, जिस चीज़ को आप अंडरस्टैंड करने की कोशिश करते हैं, दैट बिकम्स लिसनिंग. और जिस चीज़ के ऊपर आप फोकस नहीं कर रहे होते, दैट बिकम्स hearing. So let us see the difference between hearing and listening. Hearing occurs when your ears pick up sound waves being transmitted by a speaker. Hearing is an inactive, involuntary process, whereas in case of listening, it involves recognizing, understanding, and accurately interpreting messages received. Listening is an active, voluntary process which requires energy. Like for example, यहाँ पे मैं ये लेक्चर रिकॉर्ड करवा रहा हूँ, तो इस वक्त like for example, जो यहाँ पे for example अगर फैन है या एसी है, तो उसकी एक साउंड, एक हल्की सी साउंड मुझे आ रही है. That is called hearing, because I'm not focusing on that sound. On the other side, ये जो बात मैं आपसे कर रहा हूँ, इसके ऊपर जब आप फोकस करेंगे, like for example, if अगर मैं किसी चीज़ को सुन रहा हूँ या देख रहा हूँ, तो जब मैं उसको फोकस करके अंडरस्टैंड करने की कोशिश करूँगा, तो मेरी ज़्यादा एनर्जी उसके ऊपर लगेगी. Like for example, जब आप like for example एक गपशप लगाते हैं दोस्तों के साथ, तो आपको वक्त गुजरने का एहसास ही नहीं होता, और कई कई घंटे गप लगाने के बाद आपको लगता है कि आप इतने थके भी नहीं हैं. ऑन दी अदर साइड, जब आप बहुत एक गौर से बात को सुन रहे हैं, यू आर हाईली एक्टिव, तो आपकी ज़्यादा एनर्जी स्पेंड होती है लिसनिंग में और आप जल्दी थक जाते हैं. तो एक लेक्चर अटेंड करने के बाद 1 घंटे का और 1 घंटा किसी दोस्त के साथ गप लगाने के बाद अगर आप देखें तो कहाँ पे एनर्जी लेवल आपका ज़्यादा लगा है और कहाँ पे एनर्जी लेवल कम यूज़ हुआ है. तो ऑफ कोर्स जहाँ पे आप लिसनिंग करेंगे, जहाँ पे एक एक चीज़ को आप अंडरस्टैंड करने की और उसको प्रॉपरली एक्यूरेटली इंटरप्रेट करने की कोशिश करेंगे, तो आपका ज़्यादा एनर्जी लेवल यूज़ होगा. So that requires more energy in listening as compared to hearing. Now how to listen? God has given people 2 ears but only 1 tongue, which is a gentle guide that they should listen more than they talk. Decision makers who do not listen have less information for making sound decisions. So listening is really very important. It is highly recommended that first you listen and then you talk. बजाय ये कि आप पहले बात करें और फिर उसको सुने, फिर उसको अंडरस्टैंड करें दूसरे की बात को, तो पहले दूसरे की बात को अंडरस्टैंड करें और फिर आप बात करें, तो यू कैन कन्वे योर मीनिंग्स, you can convey your message more efficiently and effectively. Now these are the guidelines of listening at the workplace. The first thing is stop talking. You cannot listen if you are talking. So this is really very important that you need to stop talking in order to listen. So some people what they do is कि एक पर्सन बात कर रहा है, आप बार बार उसको कट कर रहे हैं, तो फिर you are not able to listen properly. तो बजाय दूसरे को आप उसकी बात को बार बार कट करें, वैसे भी this is unethical. तो let the other person complete his or her point of view and then you talk. Think before you speak. Most important thing. Thinking is the most important thing. People who think then speak, they take command of the situation. लेकिन वो लोग जो बात करने के बाद सोचते हैं, they face huge losses. So first you think, then you talk. Show the talker that you want to listen. This is really very important, that you should show the talker that you are listening. Now how you show that? You develop eye contact, your body language, and you move your head like in a positive manner. So this way you are showing the talker that you want to listen. Remove distractions. If there is any communication barrier, or if there is any, like for example किसी जगह बहुत शोर है, तो वहाँ पे आप किस तरह कम्युनिकेट करेंगे? तो बेहतर है कि या तो आप उस डिस्ट्रैक्शन को रिमूव करें, या फिर अपने जो टॉकिंग जो वेन्यू है उसको आप चेंज करें. बी पेशेंट and hold your temper. Now, here I would say that people who cannot control their temper, people who are aggressive, people who lose their temper, they are unfit for any good position. So, good listeners, they always control their temper. Go easy with arguments and criticisms. If somebody disagrees with you, so you should go easy with arguments and criticisms. और जो लोग arguments और criticism को बर्दाश्त नहीं कर सकते, they are not good decision makers. So let the other person speak first. And if somebody disagrees with you, ask that person what are the reasons why he disagree with you, and accept the criticism positively. Keep an open mind. So ये ना हो कि आप एक कुएं के मेंढक वाली जैसे हम एग्जाम्पल देते हैं. So you must respect others. You should have an open mind. If somebody gives an entirely different point of view, so you should be flexible enough to listen his or her point of view and then respond accordingly. Postpone judgment. कुछ लोग पहले से माइंडसेट बना के आते हैं कि मैंने तो यस करनी है चाहे कुछ भी हो, मैंने या नो करनी है कुछ भी हो. So you need to postpone judgment. You need to understand the situation rationally. You need to be a good critical thinker. लेकिन अगर आप पहले से माइंडसेट बना के आ जाएंगे तो that will create problem and you will not be able to make good decision. Be alert and in the present. Very important. आप प्रॉपर रेस्ट करके आएं, आपकी डाइट ठीक होनी चाहिए, और जब आप मीटिंग में बैठे हैं, आप कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हैं, और जब आप लिसन कर रहे हैं तो यू शुड बी अलर्ट एंड इन द प्रेजेंट। ये ना हो कि आप देख तो मुझे रहे हैं लेकिन आपका दिमाग कहीं और है। तो मैं यहां पे एक चीज जरूर शेयर करना चाहूंगा कि मेरी कोशिश ये होती है कि मैं जो काम कर रहा हूं मेरा दिमाग भी उसी में हो, बजाय ये कि एक जो काम आप कर रहे हैं और दिमाग आपका कहीं और है। आप काम ये कर रहे हैं और सोच आप कुछ और रहे हैं, तो ये नहीं होना चाहिए। अगर आप खाना खा रहे हैं तो आपका दिमाग भी उसी में, खाने के अंदर आपका होना चाहिए कि आप उसके बारे में सोचें। जब आप ये लेक्चर वॉच कर रहे हैं, इस वक्त सुन रहे हैं, देख रहे हैं, तो कोशिश करें कि आपका दिमाग जो है फोकस हो इसी लेक्चर पे। जब आप अपने ऑफिस जा रहे हैं तो ऑफिस मीटिंग में जब आप बैठे तो यू शुड बी अलर्ट एंड यू शुड बी इन द प्रेजेंट, कि आप अपनी पूरी कोशिश करें कि उसी जो सिचुएशन चल रही है उसके अंदर आप अपने दिमाग को, अपने माइंड को वहां पे फोकस करें। सो पीपल हु आर हाईली फोकस्ड, they are better decision makers, they improve their performance. But those people who have weak focus, or who are unable to concentrate, they are not good decision makers, they are not good presenters, they are not good employees. So whatever you do in your life, try to focus on that activity जो आप कर रहे हैं। Ask questions to show interest. अपने इंटरेस्ट को शो करने के लिए you should ask questions. Clarify, acknowledge. अगर एक बात हो रही है तो उसको फर्दर अंडरस्टैंड करने के लिए या डिफरेंट एंगल से आप उसको किस तरह देख रहे हैं, you should ask clarifying questions. So these are some of the guidelines that can help you to improve your listening skills. Now let us talk about presentations. People judge your presentation based on how you present. Now that presentation includes your verbal and non-verbal communication both. Now let us talk about the characteristics of speech. Pitch, how high or low the voice is. Tempo, rate of speaking. Rhythm, timing and emphasis on words. And articulation is how clearly words are pronounced. Now these are the types of presentations: project proposals or updates, oral briefings and advice, inform colleagues of workplace procedures, provide one-to-one or group instructions, online presentations, report on team meetings, promote your organization's products and services. Now these are the tips for successful presentations. Relax before presentation. जब आप अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन देने जा रहे हैं फॉर एग्जाम्पल, तो उससे पहले आप रिलैक्स करें अपने माइंड को। अगर फॉर एग्जाम्पल कल आपकी प्रेजेंटेशन है तो एक दिन पहले आप प्रॉपर नींद करके जाएं। प्रेजेंटेशन से पहले कोई आप मेजर एक्टिविटी शुरू ना करें और अपने आप को रिलैक्स करें, अपने माइंड को रिलैक्स करें, अपनी बॉडी को रिलैक्स करें and focus on presentation and focus on your strengths. Know your material. So when you are giving a presentation, you should have a very strong grip on the material, on the content जो आप deliver करने जा रहे हैं. Visualize yourself giving your speech. प्रेजेंटेशन देने से पहले स्पीच देने से पहले आप विजुलाइज करें कि आप वो प्रेजेंटेशन दे रहे हैं एंड एवरीबॉडी इज क्लैपिंग, एवरीबॉडी इज अप्रिशिएटिंग यू. So you should be highly optimistic about your presentation. Know the room. So जो venue है, जिस जगह पे presentation होनी है, आप कोशिश करें कि आप उसको पहले से एक दफ़ा देख लें. Know the audience. Audience जो उस meeting के participants हैं, जो उस training session है, meeting है, जो भी है, उसके जो ऑडियंस है उसकी ब्रीफ प्रोफाइल आपके पास होनी चाहिए कि कौन कौन लोग उस मीटिंग को अटेंड कर रहे हैं. रियलाइज दैट पीपल वांट यू टू सक्सीड. नाउ यू शुड रियलाइज दैट के लोग चाहते हैं कि आप सक्सेसफुल हों. डू नॉट थिंक कि लोग आपका फेलियर्स चाहते हैं. लोग आपकी सक्सेस चाहते हैं. डू नॉट अपोलोजाइज and concentrate on the message, not the medium, and practice can improve your performance and it builds your confidence. Now talking about effective communication, do's and don'ts. Do be direct, courteous and calm. Do not be rude and pushy. Do acknowledge that what works for you may not work for others. Don't make personal attacks. Do say main point first, then offer more details if necessary. Don't expect others to follow your advice or always agree with you. And then listen for the hidden feelings. Don't suggest changes that a person cannot easily make. So this is really very important that you have to follow these do's and don'ts in order to have effective communication. Now talking about the communication feedback. We may say that communication has occurred only when the message has been understood. Understanding occurs in the mind of the receiver, and feedback is critical to ensure that accurate understanding of the message has occurred. Now these are the reasons for communication failure: information overload, message complexity, message competition, differing status, lack of trust, inadequate structures, unethical communication, physical distraction, incorrect choice of medium. These are the skills of a good communicator or a leader. Speak and write clearly. Listen actively. Give feedback. Make eye contact. Avoid interrupting. Respect views of others. Ask questions and use appropriate body language. And final thoughts of today's discussion are: strong communication skills are crucial for skill development, and strong communication set the tone of our relationships. Thank you very much for listening to our today's discussion. I hope that you have learned a lot about communication skills today. Inshallah, see you all in the next lecture. I am your facilitator, Professor Dr. Muhammad Majid Mahmood Bakram. Thank you very much and Khuda Hafiz.